Hi guys, welcome to Crypto B101, the home of value and good information when it comes to cryptocurrency trading and investment. And this is the Bitcoin and Breakfast Show where we trade it and we do not gamble it. I'm Ahmed Magic Kazim, aka KC the Great, and on today's show, we'll be looking at what is going on in the market. If you look at exactly what I told you yesterday, I said do not go into the market or do anything with the crypto because the market is still tanking. And if you look at what is going on right now, you see we dropped for 91,000 and we're trading at 89,000. No, not from 91, from 96,000, and the market tanked to 89,000, even though we've recovered to 90,000 US dollars. But what do we need to do? We're going to discuss a lot about that this money, and I hope you guys are still holding back your portfolio without getting into this bearish pattern that we are now seeing on the chart. And for like 3 weeks now, we've been on extreme fear. That means we've been around 10%, 14%, and 17%. That is really, really bad for crypto and the whole thing as well. As a matter of fact, 1 trillion US dollars has been wiped out of the crypto market, and you can see crypto market wiped out 1 trillion since October. Yes, I even said it yesterday before this news that before we had the black swan, market has tanked 1 trillion US dollars, and I'm not gonna lie to you, that is not really good for the market. And maybe we are now in bear market, but like I told you yesterday, we need to break this. I told you guys about 3 confluences yesterday. Number 1, this trend line that we're breaking right now. Number 2, we need to break this floor. That means the market should bounce back from here, then break the floor, which is 75,000 thereabout. And number 3, we need to see monthly candle breaking the main structure that we are looking at, and that is when we'll be able to accept that BTC is now in a bear market. And there's something I discovered this month, no, yesterday. I found out that from when we had the ETF announced that we have a lot of cash flowing into the cryptocurrency market, we've been seeing the reversal up to 33% each and every time the market drops. Now, when you look at this, if you look at what we saw from 38,000 before the ETF was announced, the market dropped to around 33%. The same thing from 50K to 110,000 that we saw when Donald Trump won. The market also dropped back to 33%. So maybe we are going to see the same thing with what is happening now. And if we're going to see 33%, where do we expect the market to have a slowdown? So where we have a slowdown now could be around 33% will be around 85,000 to 84,000 US dollars. But we are not just going to, wait for that to happen, because sometimes the pattern might not play out the same way. But as we see right now, Bitcoin is still a sell. So I don't think you should be doing anything with BTC right now. Bitcoin is still but let's take a look at some news on the radar before we do what? Before we dive into the chart fully. And if you've not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, like, and share. And do not forget to turn on your notification bell so you can always benefit from what we have on this great platform. It's Crypto B101, and that is the channel name on YouTube. And the name of this show is the Bitcoin and Breakfast show. All right, guys, let's dive into the real deal and see what is going on. If you look at it now, you find out that futures liquidated about 115 million Wipeout in just 1 hour, and that is not even the biggest thing. The biggest thing is that over 1 trillion US dollars have been wiped out of the cryptocurrency market. All right, and if you look at the, okay, let me share the link for the people that do not have the link in the community. And if you want to join the community as well, please and please, the links are down in the description. You can use the link to join the community. So let me paste the link in the community so other people too can join the live now. And let me paste it in the this thing as well. Join the live now. All right, yeah, now we've shared it. Let's continue. So now we saw that average Bitcoin ETF investors now underwater as Bitcoin falls below 89,000, and that is what we're experiencing for the first time in a couple of months. So what are we going to do? We just need to watch the space at which this market is dropping. Is BTC still a buy now? Hell no, Bitcoin is not still a buy. Just like I've been telling you guys for days, for weeks, for months. Remember, I told you guys to leave the market when we broke below 123K. And also, I told you guys to leave the market when we broke below 104,000. And if you remember that, you see everything has been playing out the way we've been discussing it on this great show. But let's take a look at some other news before we move to the chart fully. You now see that Bitcoin waves are now using this opportunity of the market falling to accumulate a lot of BTC. But don't let that scare you. Don't let that make you want to jump into the market, because you need to make sure you see a structure or you see a buying zone where we need to get back into the market. And you can see top traders open massive XRP short. And even with that, I do not really understand, because XRP is really holding the support of that $2. We've not been able to break below it, even with all the black swan, with every red sea we've been seeing in the market. XRP has been holding on to that floor, and maybe that is really going to pull XRP upward if at all we are going to have altcoin season. Because like I said, we might not have altcoin season this bull cycle, because the end of the bull run is coming closer and we are not seeing any altcoin performing very well, even with their ETF approved, you understand? So we need to take note of that. So that's what I have for you regarding the news on the radar this morning. Let's now check how the cryptocurrency market is responding to all what we are seeing in the market. Wow, this is not good. I'm not going to lie to you. We are now more than 1 trillion US dollars wiped out in the market. Now the total cryptocurrency market is sitting at 3.2 trillion US dollars, and we were sitting at 4.3 or 4.4 trillion US dollars just in October, and now over 1 trillion has been wiped out of the cryptocurrency market. And if you look at the trading volume now, we had a very huge trading volume in the last 24 hours, and that is about 255 billion trading volume in the last 24 hours. And if you still look at the trending token, you see Zcash is part of it, Bitcoin is part of it, and EtherDex is also among the trending token. But take a look at the top gainers. You see the top gainers, we have Little Pepe, Obit, and the official 67 coin among the top gainers within the last 24 hours. But now, with all this in, how is the ranking looking now? You find out that the ranking still kind of look the same, because we have BTC at number 1, Ethereum at number 2, Theta at number 3, XRP at number 4, BNB at number 5, Solana at number 6, USDC at number 7, Tron at number 8, and Lido Stake sitting at number 9, while Dogecoin is at number 10. And for the record, Dogecoin is the only meme token at number 10. If you look at Cardano and the likes of Hyperliquid, Chainlink, Zcash, and the rest, they are below top 10. And if you're actually interested in knowing where your project or the tokens you're holding on to are sitting on the cryptocurrency market ranking, you might want to check that out on CoinGecko.com. All right, let's take a look at what the chart is now looking like. I haven't seen that the market cap has dropped drastically and is not really looking good. Like I told you earlier on this show, the Bitcoin is not a buy, except you're a futures trader, derivatives, options, and thereabout. That is when I can tell you, yes, you can go in and out using 4 hours, hourly candle. But if you're a daily or you're an investor or you're a crypto spot trader, I'm not going to lie to you, you need to understand one thing. BTC right now is not a buy, and it's better you just stay away from it. Left to me, I think since we've broken the trend line, although the month has not ended yet, but possibility of it dropping down to 74,000 or 75,000 is there. And remember, this is not financial advice, it's just for educational purpose and entertainment. Make sure you do your own research and trade with the money you can afford to lose. So is Bitcoin a buy now for spot traders and investors? No, I'm not going to lie to you. Just sit back and relax, because this is not a buy yet. The market might continue dropping throughout this week, and maybe we're going to see a grip around 85,000 thereabout, or we're going to test the floor at 75 to 74,000 thereabout. All right, guys, let's move into other tokens and let's take a look at altcoins, and we're going to start with Ethereum. If you look at Ethereum has been a sell as well. If you look at it, Ethereum 2 has now created a new low at 2,940,000, and if BTC continues to drop down to 84 zone or 85,000 zone, we might see ETH2 drop down to $2,100. So we need to understand that. All right, let's take a look at what is going on with links. Yes, Ethereum is not a buy as well. Please stay away from it. Let's take a look at links. If you look at links now on the screen, you see that links also is not a buy. You can see the market is dropping gradually to drop into our buying zone at $10.50. If the market could drop down there, then that would be a perfect place for us to get into the market. And let's take a look at AAVE as well. AAVE also is the same thing. It's not a buy. Stay away from it. What about Solana? Solana is not a buy as well. Stay away from Solana, because you can see Solana dropped down and it has now created a new low at $128. So Solana is not a buy. Stay away from it. Let's take a look at BNB. BNB is still struggling. You can look at it. BNB is struggling within the buying zone, but I'll say if you're still holding on to it, you can hold on to the token. But the moment we break below 850 $850 or whatever, yeah, $50, $60 thereabout, I think we need to leave the market. But right now, I feel like maybe we're gonna see some ranging around these 890, 900 to 960 thereabout before we're gonna have a great momentum to push the market upside. But without that, maybe you can hold on to it and put your stop out at 850. Remember, this analysis in the chart is for spot traders and investors. If you're a derivative trader, future trader, leverage traders, and all of that you use Signal and all of that, you might want to join my Telegram channel or my Discord channel to get free signals and educational content. The links are down in the description. All right, let's go on. Let's take a look at some other token right there, and you'll find out that LTC, which is Litecoin, also is not a buy. Yeah, Litecoin is not a buy. Litecoin is not a buy. Sui is not a buy. If you look at Sui, Sui is not a buy. Let's take a look at AVAX. AVAX also is not a buy. Stay away from it. Let's take a look at Cardona, which is ADA. ADA also is not a buy yet. Please stay away from it. Let's take a look at XRP. XRP and the other one is not a buy, but XRP has been showing a strong support around this $2. We've not been able to break this $2 for a very long time, and I won't be surprised if we see a massive movement for XRP, but it's not a buy yet, but we might break the structure if we see a massive breakout. But for now, it's not a buy. Stay away from XRP as well. Let's take a look at Toncoin. You see Toncoin also is not a buy. Stay away from Toncoin because it has not dropped into the buying zone and we've not broken above the structure. What about StarDex? StarDex, yes, you know, I told you yesterday, StarDex is a buy. You can see I even turned into green, and I told you StarDex is now a buy. And you can see StarDex is still a buy. And from the entry I gave you yesterday, which is at $1.16, it has moved about 13%. So if you really took the trade yesterday using the signal I gave on the show, you should be in profit right now. So StarDex is a buy, and the stop loss still remain at 0.98 or 0.9 thereabout. Let's take a look at pump.fun. Pump.fun has not given us a buying structure, so we need to leave pump.fun. It's not a buy yet until we see it drop into the buying zone or move ahead. What about Ondo? Ondo is not a buy as well. Please stay away from me. Let's take a look at Zcash. You remember yesterday, if you watched the show, I told you Zcash, you can see I put it in yellow. Why did I put it in yellow? I put it in yellow because I want you guys to know, yes, we have the impulse, but are we going to get confirmation to say we should get into the market? And I told you guys, please do not buy Zcash if you watched the show yesterday. And I said, let it drop down to around 400 to 500 again. That is where we can say, okay, maybe we can get in. But for now, please stay away from Zcash. And you can see it has been dropping since I said that yesterday as well. So we're gonna wait for structure for Zcash. I know a lot of you want to make that money because of what you heard about Zcash, that it mirrors Bitcoin. It's 21 million in supply, and it's a private on-chain kind of on the blockchain. So a lot of people are interested in it. But one thing you need to know is I've read something about Zcash, and I wouldn't know if it's true, but according to what I heard or what I read, they said it's a kind of planned work for people to pump it and dump it. But we're going to know that as time goes on. All right, that's that regarding the altcoins and the tokens on the platform. If you have any altcoins you want me to take a look at, you might want to DM me or comment in the comment section. Let me know what tokens we need to add to the list. Then I am going to analyze everything for you. All right, let's take a look at some meme tokens on the chart, and we're going to start with Dogecoins. If you look at Dogecoins, yesterday I told you it's not a buy. You can see it's still in red, so even till now it's still not a buy. It has not dropped into the buying zone, and we've not broken the structure. Let's take a look at Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu is not a buy as well. Please stay away from it. What about Pepe? Yes, we saw the baby Pepe doing well, but the main Pepe itself is not a buy yet. Please stay away from it. Let's take a look at Popcard. Popcard as well is not a buy. Remember last week Popcard broke above 0.17 cent, and some of you were asking me, can we get into it? I said no, because we need confirmation, and you'll see since that last week the market has been dropping. So we're gonna wait for a structure or let it drop into our buying zone. All right, let's take a look at Trump token. Trump token, on the other hand, has been showing strong, support around these 6.7 US dollars, and the buyers have been pumping money into it. But I'm going to tell you the truth, but Trump token is still a buy. Why is it still a buy? Because we have the floor around $6.8, and we need it to move ahead or break below that, to break below 5.5. Until that happens, we can hold on to our Trump token, excuse me. Let's take a look at Millennial Coin. I told you Millennial Coin needs to drop to 0.11. You can see it's been dropping since we saw that massive spike last week thereabout. So the best place to get onto Millennial token will be around 0.11. All right, let's take a look at Notcoin. Notcoin is not a buy. Stay away from it. What about Deep? Deep drop into the buying zone, yes, but now it has come down a little bit. We're gonna see if it's gonna break 0.4, 0.5. If you're still holding on to Deep, you can hold on to it, but the moment it breaks 0.4958 thereabout, I think you need to leave the market. What about X? X is not a buy. It is dropping to the buying zone, but no structure for us to buy. But we'll just be keeping our eyes on it. And you can see I turned the whole thing into yellow, so you can see. What about Swam? Swam is not really looking bad. Swam is not really looking bad, but now Swam has now broken below 0.1. So I think we should stay away from it for now until we saw a massive buyback for Swam. So for Swam now, stay away from it. All right, let's talk about the what will I call it, the free bonus I normally give on the show, which is gold. You understand? Because I see that a lot of people are now interested in gold because of what we're seeing. Gold is actually still a buy. Yesterday I told you it's pulling back, that it's a pullback, and I expect gold to stop this pulling back around let's see, around $4,000. I expect gold to find a strong support around that $4,000, then move up. But if gold should break below 3,900 to 3,008, I think you need to get out of gold market and look for another opportunity. But remember, this is not financial advice. It's just for educational purpose and entertainment. Make sure you do your own research and trade with the money you can afford to lose. So that's that regarding the chart analysis this morning. Let's now check what the economic calendar is looking like, or what we should be expecting, the data that should start coming out since the government shutdown has ended. And yesterday we didn't really have any news like that. Same thing as today, nothing major is coming out apart from the unemployment claims that came out earlier on today. And you can see we got the actual to be 238 from 218k we had the previous time before all these things are coming. But I bet it with you, we're gonna have good and great event coming up on Wednesday, on Thursday, and on Friday. Yeah, we're gonna see all of that coming up, and maybe we're going to see the market reacting to all those data this week or probably next week. I have a feeling we'll see a pushback next week, because this is one thing you guys must understand. Even though we are in a downtrend, doesn't mean we're not going to see a pullback. Remember, we can have a downtrend, we have a pullback of 6 81 or 18 Fibonacci, or 7.83 Fibonacci, or 0.783 Fibonacci. So just be best assured that the market is still going to pull back. We can never be coming down in a straight line. It must be in a wave. So definitely the market is going to retrace. Where is it going to retrace to? That is what we'll be discussing on this show every day of the week. And that is why, if you've not subscribed to the channel CryptoBit101 on YouTube, please subscribe, like, and share, and do not forget to turn on your notification bell so you can always get the best out of what we have for you. So nothing much regarding to the economic calendar, so we can as well just leave that. But when it comes to Bitcoin, please stay away from BTC. BTC is in a free fall, it's still falling, so stay away from it. And the fear and greed index is screaming out loud. Yes, this is where you need to start buying the dip according to the extreme fear. But like I said, remember when we had the bear market last cycle, even though we are in extreme fear, we were in bear zone for months. So because it's in extreme fear doesn't mean you should start buying, because the dip might still get deeper. So you guys need to be careful about that. And once you link or you subscribe to this show, definitely we'll always tell you when you need to get back into the market. Although it's not financial advice, it's just for educational purpose and entertainment. Make sure you do your own research and trade with the money you can afford to lose. All right, that's that regarding what is going on, the chart analysis, the market cap, and the event of the day. Let's now check what the fear and greed index is actually saying right now. And you can see it's still sitting at 11. Last month was fear, last week has now turned to fear, yesterday was extreme fear, and today we are seeing another extreme fear, and the number even goes down a little bit. You can see yesterday extreme fear was 14. I think on Sunday was 10, but today now we're back to 11%, and that is real extreme fear. Yes, this is when you should start DCA in, but you need to DCA in with what is certain. You just don't start buying the dip ignorantly or blindly, because it might still dip more and you get liquidated. So that's that regarding the fear and greed index, talking about the market sentiment analysis. You understand? All right, without wasting our time, that's what I have for you on the show this morning. My name still remains the same. I'm Ahmed Oladimeji Kazeem, aka KC the Great. And if you're just watching the show for the first time, you like what we're doing on this great platform, please subscribe to the channel, like and share, and do not forget to share the video with other people too to benefit from it. You can also follow me on X, on Facebook, on TikTok, and on Instagram with the same handle, CryptoBit101, and that is where we do magic. All right, thanks for joining me once again this morning, and I'll see you tomorrow, Wednesday, being the 19th of November 2025. And remember, this is not financial advice, it's just for educational purpose and entertainment. Make sure you do your own research and trade with the money you can afford to lose. And until I catch you tomorrow, please stay out of trouble, trade well, and remember, it's not how many trades you take, but how much profit you make. Until I see you tomorrow, it's peace out.